I found a key in my wife's jewelry box. It unlocked a door I never knew existed. They always say people hide their true selves behind smiles and silence. I learned that too late. Before all this, I was the kind of man no one looked twice at. I lived on the streets for nearly 4 years. Every day was a battle. Against the cold, the hunger, the looks of pity, or worse, the ones who laughed. I used to sit outside a diner, sketching people on napkins. One rainy evening, a woman offered me a warm cup of coffee and asked me to draw her. That woman became my wife. She saved me, or so I thought. We married in a small ceremony. No family, no guests. Just her and me and the ocean wind. She never spoke about her past, claimed it was too painful. I didn't push. After all, who was I to judge? Life became comfortable. Not luxurious, but peaceful. She worked from home, something in finance. I fixed up an old garage and turned it into a workshop. We laughed often. But lately, something changed. She started locking the bedroom door when she wasn't home. Her moods shifted like lightning, and she started whispering on late-night phone calls. Then one afternoon, I found it. I was searching for my missing watch and thought maybe it had rolled under her dresser. That's when I saw the edge of her jewelry box slightly ajar. It wasn't locked, but something inside was tucked underneath fake bottom velvet. A tiny, rusted key. At first, I assumed it belonged to some old keepsake box. But it felt heavier. Important. Curiosity gnawed at me until I began inspecting every inch of our house. I tapped walls, measured corners. And that's when I noticed it, an outline behind the hallway bookshelf. A breeze, faint, like it came from a place long sealed. I moved the shelf and found a door. Seamless, except for the tiny keyhole. The key clicked like it had waited years to be turned. Inside was a narrow staircase leading underground. Dust curled around my ankles as I descended, flashlight trembling in my grip. The air grew colder with each step, and at the bottom, I found a room. It looked nothing like the rest of our modest home. Metal walls, monitors, shelves stacked with files marked in languages I couldn't read. There were maps, bank accounts, a false passport, my name, but a different face. A safe stood in the corner, open. Inside were stacks of foreign currency, gold coins, a vintage watch I thought I lost years ago, and a photograph. It was her, my wife, standing next to a man I'd never seen before. Behind them, a black van. The kind that doesn't belong to neighborhoods like ours. Written in ink on the back, Phase 2 complete. Suddenly, my phone buzzed. A message. Unknown number. You weren't supposed to find the door. I dropped the photo. My hands trembled. I backed up the stairs, heart pounding, brain screaming. That night, she came home humming, kissed me on the cheek, and asked if I'd fed the cat. As if nothing had changed. As if the secrets in the basement were a dream. Over the next few days, I acted normal. But inside, I spiraled. Who was she? Was I just a pawn? Or worse, was I the target? I began piecing things together, the sudden job offers after we got married, the mysterious deposits into my bank account, the neighbor who disappeared last winter, the one she never liked. Then came the final twist. I returned to the hidden room, determined to dig deeper. Behind one of the filing cabinets, I discovered a locked drawer. I forced it open with a crowbar. Inside was a USB drive and a folded note. In case he remembers. The footage on the USB shook me to my core. Me before we met. But not on the streets. Clean-shaven. Wearing a suit. Giving orders. Surveillance clips. Blueprints. A mission file titled Asset 17, Memory Suppression Trial. Successful. I wasn't a homeless artist. I was something else. Someone else. And she was the handler. I confronted her. She didn't deny it. Didn't even flinch. She simply said, "You were never supposed to want more than peace." Tears welled in her eyes. "You want it out. You begged me to erase it. I gave you this life because it's what you asked for. But you're remembering, and that means they'll come for both of us." I didn't know what to believe. And that's where I'm leaving this for now. There are truths I haven't shared. Not yet. Maybe I'm still figuring out if I want to go back, or keep pretending I'm just the guy who used to draw strangers on napkins. But one thing's clear. That key didn't just unlock a door. It opened the past, and maybe a future I never wanted to remember. So, if you're watching this, check your own locks, your own past. Because sometimes, the person you trust the most is the one holding the key to who you really are. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. Who do you think I was before all this? And what would you do if you found a key that led to everything you were told to forget?